question, why are you here? In this space today? Answer, to be with God, to worship, to be together, to bring ourselves into a sacred space and pay attention to who we are as individuals and community. That's the quick answer. But what is worship? Why do we as humans worship? Aren't we the center of the universe? We often think we are. Each of us here today is here because we desire to find out why we are a part of creation. Why we were created. What is the mystery of our creation? And the reality is, we are humans. Humanity is real. We touch, we feel, we hear, we think, we cry, we yell, we get angry, we love, we hate, we forgive, we lie. Vulnerable, confident, fearful, trusting sometimes, and on and on and on. We are human beings. Our humanity is a mystery of creation. Yes. And we belong to a world that is in itself a mystery. We're in a universe so vast that our imagination cannot even grasp what is out there. We see the pictures of space now as we grow older in our humanity, and we still don't know what it means that the universe is expanding. And what's out there? We realize that we are like flakes of sand when we go to the beach and pick up a handful of sand and watch it dribble out in our hands and think of all the sand and all of the world, throughout the world. We're like a grain of sand in the universe. And we're not individually the center of all of creation. We belong to each other and to God. We live on this island home, as the liturgy says, in the midst of the universe. We awaken to the mystery of life at all ages. When we're young, we start to begin to have moments of reflection. We have more as we grow. We awaken to the mystery of life and death as we experience it, and good and evil as we experience it, suffering and joy, the plus and minuses that come along with just being human. We enter into the mystery of our individual humanity, and we worship. There is a part of our humanity that recognizes the need to address the mystery. We just come to terms with the fact that we don't know, and we want to know, and we are questioning our need to, our existence, to open doors to the future. What does it mean? What is the future for us? To seek the meaning of our lives, and not only our lives, but the lives of our communities and our countries and our world. To be thankful, to be what was intended, we were intended to be. To enter the mystery the mystery of life. We worship. And the people of the Old Testament, we experienced it again in the Old Testament reading and in the wonderful Psalms that we experience weekly. The Old Testament opened doors of discovery with Moses, and the people found their humanity in discovering meaning in relationship to God, and they learned to worship in a way that they discover their own meaning. And as time goes by, that happens for all of us as life unfolds. And we discover that worship is a pathway to meaning and helps us to answer who we are. But we also learn that as we learn to worship, we worship false gods. Many and varied. We worship money. We worship ourselves. We really have all the answers, don't we? Depending on who we're talking to at times. Power really gravitates to us and to others that have power over us. Prestige. And the golden calf, that becomes real in our search for God as creator. And it becomes confusing when we have all these competing gods that we have choices and we choose. In the gospel today, we hear about two people going to worship. A Pharisee. What does he do? He looks down upon all of those that are below him. In a self-righteous way, he has got it all together. He is the center of the universe for himself. And he's not like others. And the tax collector, who is somebody that really can't get along with anyone in the world because of what his job is, comes before his God and says, "Please be merciful to me, a sinner. I need help." Who went down to their home justified? Jesus makes the point that the sinner did. He was honest. We've all been in both positions. If we're honest, we can be both people. See it in ourselves. Our humanity seems to get in the way of what it means to worship. Danger. Our culture today, from my point of view, faces an interesting threat. It's new, it's real. It's called artificial intelligence. Believe me, I don't know a lot about it because I'm just a human being. A1, AI. AI. Have you listened to a sermon given by AI recently? You don't know whether you have or not. Because there are preachers out there using AI with a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Have you entered into a chat box with AI recently that's going to solve all your problems? Teenagers are especially vulnerable in using that AI chat box, not knowing who they're talking to or what it means. AI is sweeping into our humanity at an amazing speed. I would submit that it raises the issue of a false God as it addresses our humanity, young children seeking answers to personal problems, adults also. We wonder who we're talking to and who to trust and what to trust. A warning sign, danger. It's got pluses and minuses. We know how much money's being put into it today. How will it add to our humanity and to our worship? And now I want to address the person of Jesus, a focus of worship for 2,000 years. Why? Because we as Christians believe that the God of creation came to us in a unique way to affirm our humanity and to be an example of what God intends for our humanity. An Anglican priest by the name of John Polkinghorne, you probably never heard of him, I hadn't, but I heard him speak quite a number of years ago. He was a scientist at Queen's College in Cambridge, England. He became the president of that college. He became an Anglican priest, while also a distinguished theoretical physicist known for the relationship between science and religion. He addressed the person of Jesus in a book called Reason and Reality. I quote him: "The power of myth and the power of actuality fused in the incarnation. What could be more profound than that God should take human form, make himself known in human terms, share the suffering of the strange world that he has made, and on the cross opened his arms to embrace its bitterness? Yet it is no tale projected on a shadowy figure of an ancient legend. It is concerned with what actually happened to the concrete person of Jesus Christ, a wandering teacher in a particular province of the Roman Empire. At a particular point in history, the center of Christianity lies in incarnation." End of quote. Yes, and the mystery continues in our humanity and in our hopes and fears. We worship. I listened to an interview of a 19-year-old college dropout last week on OPB. A 19-year-old. He dropped out of college, he worked for a year, he'd earned $20,000, and what was he going to do with that $20,000? He was going to visit every country in the world. 190. Well, he's been to 119, and the interview was the fact that he had been to 119 over the past year, and he had another 70 to go. Can you imagine? What a challenge. After a year of travel, he had visited all these countries, and his main takeaway was our common humanity. A 19-year-old. Being able to say that our common humanity was to work and to play, to love, to die, to be together, to form community, to worship, to enjoy, to strengthen each other, to be together. I'm reminded of a place in Jerusalem with plaques of the Lord's Prayer. Very meaningful to me when I saw it for the first time 35 years ago. All these languages of the Lord's Prayer, 100 of them on the wall, in Arabic, in Hebrew, English. Well, the Lord's Prayer has been translated into 1,000 languages today and is used in worship throughout the world. We address our humanity in the mystery of creation and acknowledge our need defining our relationship to the God who knows us better than we know ourselves. We're all children of God. We say that. We believe that. And Jesus is the ultimate reflection of the living God. I like to reflect on worship in a way that draws our common humanity together. Right now in the Middle East, prayer services are happening with Jewish, Christian, Muslim peoples, congregations, individuals, praying, trying to figure out who they are, what's happened, what's happening. Each of them are struggling with their own understanding of worship. The meaning of God is expressed in their own humanity, their own languages, their own backgrounds. In the midst of unspeakable violence and suffering, what do they do? And what do we do in the midst of our human frailties? The same can be said with the people of Russia and Ukraine and with other countries that are at war, trying to determine how we can live together. But also there is a marriage taking place somewhere in the world right now. Probably many marriages. And there's a baptism taking place right now somewhere. Many baptisms somewhere. In many languages other than English. There's also a burial taking place, many burials in many places. Someone died, the family's gathered, the people are worshiping. And Eucharists are being offered throughout many countries in the world today, right now. We're not the only ones at prayer. They're with us right now. It's unfolding in individuals and communities throughout the world today, day by day as the sun rises and sets on our common humanity. But of course, we know many who do not acknowledge that they are children of God, and that opens the door for us to include our friends and strangers into our unique and loving community. Our community of worship here at Grace. Worship is a clear choice. We choose to be here today, right now, to share our humanity, to be human, to say yes to the mystery of God who's given us life. Here we are. Thanks be to God. Amen.